Hey everyone, it's Jason. Welcome to another Final Girls unboxing for the expansion Madness in the Dark. We are bringing the killer, the Ratchet Lady, and the location, the Wolfe Asylum, or Asylum, probably how it's right, actually pronounced. So yeah, this is part of Series 2. So we're gonna get some new killers, some new, cool stuff in here. So, remain calm at the Wolfe Asylum. I think you're calling it Asylum for some reason. The Asylum. The Ratchet Lady is in a mood. She's performing her own brand of therapy on the victims, turning them into bloodthirsty maniacs. You'll have to decide if you want to try to calm them down or kill them before they can take you out. From the outside, a Wolfe Asylum appears to be a harmless mental institution. Inside lies something very different, however. There's medicine and other drugs that can, shall we say, amplify your abilities, but at what cost? When the choices is death or potential side effects, it really isn't a choice at all. Down the hatch. Again, reminder, you have to have the core set to play this. I'll link that in the description in case you want to know exactly what this game is. But let's go ahead and start with our Ratchet Lady here. So here is her board. So she's got a couple other things that are a little bit different than maybe some of the other ones. Is she has 5 horror stars. She has 6 health with a little asterisk. She has no upper health limit. She starts with 6, but she can go above 6. She also has a minion and a killer sign there. There are signs here she's gonna gain. She's gonna gain her movement, her attack. She starts actually pretty movable, right? She moves 4 and 5 very quickly. 4 very quickly. Yeah, she's going to get around the board very fast. Alright, so if we look at her thing here, it says, there was once a woman who loved helping people. Her greatest joy was to bandage a wound, offer a kind word, or hold a sickly hand. Then one day she witnessed something so horrible, so soul-shattering, that it changed her completely, utterly, irrecoverably. And now kindness and joy have been replaced with cruelty and despair. There's still a smile, but it's a hateful smile, and may God, Abraham, have mercy on you if you see it. History of New England Asylum's Dr. M. Foreman. So yeah, we're going to get her finale cards, dark power cards, her 2 final girls, some tarot cards. We also get some Maniac Meeples and some action cards. She has some special setups in here. It says, place the Maniac Meeples in the pile next to the Victim Meeples. Place 2 Maniac Meeples in Ratchet Lady's starting space. Health. The Ratchet Lady only starts with 6 health, but has no upper health limit. There are multiple ways she can recover health. So she starts with less than other killers, but she can gain a lot more health later on. The Maniacs. The Ratchet Lady is accompanied by minions called Maniacs. Former victims who have become crazy lunatics willing to do whatever the Ratchet Lady tells them to do. In addition to the core rules listed below, refer to the general rules in the core book. Maniacs have 1 health. Maniacs have an attack value and movement of 1. Maniacs will not follow you and cannot be saved. When a victim becomes a maniac, replaces Meeple with a red Maniac Meeple. Do not increase bloodlust since no one died. Maniac is killed, places Meeple back in the pool of maniacs. Do not increase its bloodlust even if the maniac was formerly a victim. If the maniacs are in your space and you want to leave the space, you receive 1 damage for each maniac, more than 1. For example, if there's a single, there's no penalty, but if there are 3, you'll receive 2 hits. There's a hard limit of 6 maniacs on the board at one time. If you instruct you to spawn a maniac and they're on the board, ignore them. And then Calm. When playing against Ratchet Lady, you have the access to the new Calm action. Calm allows you to turn maniacs back into peaceful victims. When successfully resolved, Calm action replaces the indicated number of maniacs with meeple victims and return the maniac to their pool. They will now follow you and be saved as normal and can be killed by enemies. Cool. So yeah, if we jump into her stuff here, we're going to have a little baggie of maniacs. So we have 6 of them. I haven't taken them out yet. It's exactly 6. They're the same size as the other ones. And we'll just dump them into one of the pools here. You want to keep them with this set so you know that you have them when you need them. Then we're going to look at our cards for our killer. So we're going to start with our finale cards. So we'll zoom up a little bit on these. Alright, so on the top here, so on her board, she'll actually have we look at this, we'll match them up. Now she has 2 spots, one for the one for the minions, one for the killer. So, and they're gonna be the same on each finale card. So all the finales always start the same way. But so the minions will attack or go first. They will just try and move, and the killer will try and kill anyone in their location. And then if we look at their actual finale cards, when we flip them over, we have Feed the Madness. Target either type, move, and then attack. Ratchet Lady then will recover a health, target 1, move, and attack. At the start of the killer phase, there are no maniacs on the board. Spawn a maniac in Ratchet Lady's space. Cool. So you get some extra ones. It's raining maniacs. So the minion will target the final girl, move, and attack twice. Ratchet Lady will spawn 2 maniacs in her space. Target one of them guys and attack. So she has a lot of movement, but she's not doing it a lot on her cards. There are no maniacs in play when it's revealed. Spawn 2 maniacs. So she's going to keep spawning these guys. So you have to really keep dealing with them. And then we have Hold Her Down. Final Girl, they move, or Final Girl move, and the Ratchet Lady does double attack. When revealed, all remaining victims become maniacs. Then remove all calm action cards from the game. Oh boy, so if you get this one, then it just shuts the game down. Our dark powers, again, have nothing extra on them. On the back, we have Blood Fear. Killer phase. For the first time horror or bloodlust increases, at least by 1, Ratchet Lady recovers a health. Maniac Burst. When a maniac is placed on the board, immediately trigger the minion action for it. And Dark Injection. Killer phase. The first time Ratchet Lady recovers at least 1 health, recovering additional health. So cool. She gets these abilities to help her heal or send maniacs crazed. Her epic dark power is Shield of Madness. Ratchet Lady cannot lose health if there are any maniacs on the board. Oh, that's just mean. Alright, let's see what we're facing against. So, if we are our final girl, so we have Heather. So she has 5 health to begin with. She can gain 2 times a health, move a space, or remove a horror and remove a horror. If you rescue enough victims, her ultimate ability is when attacking, reach 5 or 6 on your initial horror roll, you may reroll 1 other die. Add damage to your attack for each success in the final result. That's cool. So yeah, if you get a bunch of stuff, she can do a bunch of extra damage. That's cool. And then we have a Veronica here. Ooh, so she's very different, right? 5 health, but she just gained 1 time, 2 time, 2 time, 3 time, or 3 times. So she's going to be all about getting to play a lot of actions. For the rest of the game, you reset time to 7 at the end of the planning phase, 6 if you're playing extreme hard mode. For each additional victim, receive 3 times. So she's just all about time. So that's really cool because it's get all the victims or final girls are gonna have all these other little abilities because maybe she might be having all this extra time to play cards, might be really effective against Ratchet Nurse because you want to be able to move around, have to take out more maniacs, you can play more cards, or buy more cards, recover, but she doesn't get any of the extra bonuses for that stuff. Where Heather here got stuff to get extra attack at the end. So that might be more beneficial because if you can reduce Ratchet Lady's attack a lot quicker because she has less health. But yeah, there she goes to recover some health too. So that might make a very big difference. That's neat. There's got such different characters. Plus, how well do they play against other characters as well? We have 2 copies of Calm, which cost 2. So it says, double success, up to 2 maniacs in your space become victims. One maniac in your space or an adjacent space becomes a victim, but you gain bloodlust goes up. None 1 maniac becomes, or in your space or adjacent becomes a victim. Bloodlust goes up, ends your turn, or just gain 2 horror and lose 2 time. I know you're angry, but just stay calm, you don't do anything rash. So you can at least always heal at least 1 person It just might cost you stuff to do that. Cool. Alright, then we have our terror cards. This is what Ratchet is going to do. She has her little symbol in the bottom corner. The calm cards for the action go up action with the plus on the back, just so you know that they're part of that set, so you don't get them mixed up at the end of the game. You can shuffle them back out. Whispers in the dark. No victims. Draw the next terror card. Otherwise, the closest victim to Ratchet Lady becomes a maniac. Tyler final girl with a movement and attack, and then gain bloodlust. We have 2 copies of Blood Jolt. Gain 2 horror. Ratchet Lady then recovers 2 health. Don't worry, this won't hurt. Target final girl moves twice and attacks. Ratchet Lady damage you. Your closest victim becomes a maniac. Join us or die. No victims. Draw next terror. Target a victim, move, and attack. For each victim that would be killed, roll a die. The victim, 1 to 4 victim becomes a maniac. Increase the bloodlust as if the victim was killed. 5 to 6, the victim dies but do not increase the bloodlust. Interesting. Blood transfusion. Roll a die and place it at the bottom of this card. If all the dice are on this card, resolve it as if you had rolled a 4. So roll a die, place it at the bottom of this card. If all the dice are on the card, resolve it as if you rolled a 4. Okay. Just so there's no dice left. So, okay, I see. Because 1 to 3 is resolve the card again. Gotcha. Because then you're going to keep re-rolling until it gets done. So 4 or 5, you do lose a health. Ratchet Lady recovers health equal to the number of dice on this card. And 6, Ratchet Lady suffers a damage. You recover health equal to the number on this card. Okay, cool. So, you're hoping for a 6. So she takes damage at bare minimum. But if you get a bunch of 1 to 3s, then a 6, she takes... you get a heal more, but the problem is the more times it gets rolled, you're eventually going to probably get a 4 to 5. Cool. That's a neat card. Join me in the dark places. Ratchet Lady only gets to target the final girl and move. All victims in space, and the Ratchet Lady moves through, including her starting and ending spaces, become maniacs. Which one victim became a maniac, bloodlust. It's neat that some of these are only for the Ratchet Lady and some are only for the minions. Some do both. Keep her busy. Target the final girl, move, and then target a victim with the Ratchet Lady, and then move and attack. Let me tend to your wounds. If there are no victims on the board, draw a terror card. Target a victim, move and attack. Target victim, move and attack. For each victim killed, Ratchet Lady recovers a health. The Bloodletting. No victims, draw a terror card. So move and attack, move and attack. For each victim, gain a bloodlust. Screams in the dark. No victim, draw a terror card. The 2 closest villains become maniacs. And then the maniacs move towards the final girl. We are helping. No victims, draw a terror. Closest victims become maniacs, and then they get to move. And then -1 time for each maniac in your space. Oh boy. So you could start the turn with, or do the planning phase with a lot less time. March of the Maniacs. Spawn a maniac on each empty exit space. The closest victim becomes a maniac. The closest victim to Ratchet Lady becomes a maniac. For each maniac you are unable to place due to running out of meeples, getting a bloodlust, panic all maniacs. Oh, then they all move. That's awesome. I like that. Leave her to me. If there are no victims, draw a terror. Maniacs move towards a victim and attack, and the Ratchet Lady moves towards the final girl and attacks. Cool. Our minor blood powers are minus dark powers are blood drive. Each time a victim becomes a maniac, she recovers a health. And she gets an extra health point right there. And then insanity lust. Whenever at least one victim becomes a maniac, bloodlust, and she has an extra health. Cool. So that's pretty fun there. So that's our Ratchet Lady. Yeah, so she's going to be summoning a lot of minions they have to deal with. So that's going to be a very different game than some of the other ones. So let's flop this back on the box, and then we'll look at the other side. Let's see what our location brings. Sorry for nothing being on the screen. Here's our location. We have Wolfe Asylum. I let this kind of sit there for a minute. Yeah, so Wolfe Asylum is going to have a very interesting layout as well. We also have some special rules for this set. Just trying to get my cards out. I didn't prep this well enough as I should have. Yeah, so we have an operating theater up at the top, utility closet, solitary confinement, medical storage, doctor's office. But yeah, so you got kind of like from the common room, you can access all the different areas. But then we have, you know, by itself, we get down here. These ones are kind of in the corner. This little corner here, but at least they're all kind of intermingled with that one. These four are kind of together as well. But yeah, so very, very interesting where everything's laid out. Plus exit space being right next to that's kind of cool. Yeah, so very different setup on that one than some of the other ones will be. This one have a little pill bottle for its icon. Constructed in 1899 by the eccentric oil baron and philanthropist Jebediah Wolfe. The Wolfe Asylum was built to hold 300 patients, but only by the 1950s is home to over 2,500 souls. Overcrowding was the least of its problems. However, as difficult patients were routinely locked in cages, others went unattended for weeks or were left to wander the dank halls completely naked before reforming in the late 70s. Wolfe orderlies frequently perform lobotomies with ice picks, electroshock treatments, often resulting in death. Today, the Wolfe Asylum claims to be a haven for mentally ill, but some say it was never truly free of its dark past. The Wikipedia entry, that's funny. So yeah, we're going to get our event, setup cards, tarot cards. We also have some pill cards and effects and some amped cards. So special setup for this. Place the stun tokens on a pile next to your play area. Shuffle your pill tokens face down with your colorless backspace up. Place them in your pool next to your play area. You'll start 4 tokens on the board. Each setup card will tell you where to place them. Draw them from the pool and place them on the board face down. Place the pill effects next to your player board. Draw 1 pill token and place it face up against the card. There should now be 5 tokens left in the pool. Shuffle and place the amped and side effects cards. Okay, so before we get too far, we have our stun tokens we're going to use. We have 2 sets of pill tokens. So on the back, they're going to be just white generic pills. And on the front, they'll be either purple, yellow, or pink. Then there's a multicolored, so there's 6, 7, 8, 9. There's 10 total. Plus, we have a skull and a hospital gurney used later. We are going to have a couple of special setup cards. We have pill effects, which we'll look at that in just a minute. We'll also have side effects for those cards. They're also pink to kind of put them together. And then we have the special amped deck, which is kind of like a blue purplish color. That's in general to the other normal stuff we have. Special rules for pills, side effects, and amped cards. There are various pills you can collect and consume. 3 pink, blue, and yellow. Although it's purple, they have it listed as blue. And then 1 wild. When you end your movement space with a pill token, not while passing through, you may spend 1 time to pick it up. Place it face up beneath your pill effect card. At any point during action, you may consume any number of pills you have collected, discarding their pill tokens. If a pile of tokens ever runs out, shuffle and discard tokens and form a new face-down pile. Refer to the pill effects for what colors based on which pills you take. If you take 2 or 3 pills at once, after applying the benefits, you must draw a number of side effect cards. Draw a number of cards one at a time and apply any effects on them. You may take pills in any order, as many as you want. For example, you may take a single pill, apply its benefit, then take a combination of 2 pills and apply their benefits, as well as being forced a side effect. If you take one of each pill, you will get a randomly drawn amped card. Amped cards provide powerful abilities and may mean a difference between victory and defeat. Then the stun. Some items have the keyword stunned on them. Only enemies can become stunned. When that occurs, place a stun token beneath the enemy. During the next color phase, it will ignore all movement, although it will still apply attacks. During the upkeep phase, discard all stun tokens. Cool. That's pretty neat. Alright, so let's look at some of our cards. We're going to look at our setup cards first, so they're in the green. We'll zoom up a little bit. So here, yeah, it's going to show where our killer starts, our final girl starts, where all the victims are numbered, and then where the pills start. So this is the solitary life. So she starts in solitary confinement, and the killer's in the operating theater. The doctor is in, so they're going to start in the doctor's office. Kind of just a little thematicness there. Bingo night. Just in the main hall, and the killer is in solitary. That's kind of fun. But lots of the other guys are in the common room. Padded rooms. Look at that. Lots of guys start over in the solitary little area just by itself. And then Madhouse Face Off. A little bit more of a symmetrical board. Cool. Alright, so those are basic ones there. So before we get into any of the rest of the cards, we're going to look at the pills just because there's any stuff that are going to refer to them. So we have our pill effects. So if you take a yellow pill, gain a health, blue pill, or purple, whatever, move a space, and pink, you reduce horror. If you take a combination of yellow and blue, recover all your health, but you get 2 side effect cards. Yellow and pink gain 5 time, and blue and pink reduce 3 horror. So these are very good. If you take all 3 of them, you draw an amped card and then draw 3 side effect cards. Alright, so then what do our effects do? Our side effects, we're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 normal cards, which says no effect. Well, that was a freebie. So chances are you're probably not going to have any major side effects. But we could have reset. Shuffle this and other side effect cards back into the deck. There's no telling what will happen if I keep popping these pills. Again, this doesn't really do anything to you, but it does reshuffle all them bad ones back in there. But you might end up with a panic attack. Discard 2 terror cards. Do not draw any more side effect cards. Everything is coming, I can't stop it. Everything is hopeless. Now, why is discarding terror cards a bad thing? Because it adds that finale ability quicker, which means they're going to do a lot more stuff every turn. Paralyzation, discard all action cards that allow movement, then not draw any more side effect cards. I can't move. And brain fog, discard 1 random item if able. Do not draw any more side effects. It was right here a second ago. Where did I put it? Why is my head so fuzzy? Cool. And then we have our amped cards. So if we play all 3 pills, we have Rabid Fury. Furious Strike is now a 0-cost card. I'll tear it apart with my damn hands if I have to. Oh, that's nice, because I think before it was at 4 or 5 costs. Extreme Agility. Roll 1, +1 die for all horror rolls. Nice. Pull like a butterfly, sting like a bitch. Rapid Healing. During upkeep phase, make all horror roll. For each success, recover. Kids Book as scratch. Resistance. Ignore all dark power and minor dark power effects. I think you got it wrong, little killer. I am the one who knocks. Oh, that's funny. Breaking Bad reference. And then Final Girl 2.0. If not already revealed, flip up and reveal your ultimate ability. Then take a second Final Girl card of your choice and apply its ultimate ability as well. I'm better, faster, and stronger. It won't know what hit it. Cool. Just kind of a neat idea with these pills. It's like, do you crying rush to like just, oh, do I play 1 here? I got 1. Do I just get that minor effect? Do I play the 2 to get the little bit better effect? Or do I just try and save up for all 3 and get one of these amped cards, which are going to give you a very good, more permanent bonus? But yeah, it's going to take a while to get those. Excuse me. Sorry. Alright, then we have our events. we're going to look at what those might happen. We have powerful med. Whoa, these hit hard. Whenever you consume a pill or pills, draw an additional side effect card. The hospital gurney, which has a token. Out of the way. Place a hospital gurney token in a space. It can move you, and you can place up to 2 victims on it. You can discard the gurney to ram it into an enemy in your space, in adjacent space, to inflict 1 hit plus an additional hit for each victim currently on the gurney. Victims are then killed. If the gurney leaves play, discard this. That's kind of a neat thing. Sacrifice then to ram a guy to do extra damage. Yeah, it's a really neat card. Movement card around there. The new patients are here. Place new victims in the common room. This way orientation, please. Dr. Death, his special meeple. Wherever he goes, death is soon to follow. Place Dr. Death in the operating theater. During the upkeep phase, Dr. Death kills a victim in a space. If there are none, move Dr. Death 1 space closer to the nearest victim. If he is killed, +2 time, do not increase bloodlust. That's neat. Just a different guy. Welcome to the madhouse using a skull token. The situation is out of control. Place a skull token on the common room. When you or an enemy enters that space, you or it is dealing it damage. Dr. Sunshine. She's always smiling, always. It's kind of creepy to be honest. Place Dr. Sunshine in the doctor's office. With Dr. Sunshine in your space, whenever you take a pill, you may choose what color it is. Dr. Sunshine is killed in your space, gain 4 horror. Okay, kind of neat. We have like a bad guy and then like a good guy. Hannibal the Cannibal with some fava beans and some nice chunky. Silence of the Lamb reference. Place Hannibal, of course Hannibal Lecter even. Place in solitary confinement 2 new victims. During the upkeep, he kills a victim in his space. If there are none, he panics Hannibal instead. If Hannibal is saved, gain a horror. If he's killed, remove 1. Interesting. So basically, if he's gonna kill people around you, but if you can save him, it gets him off the board so he stops killing victims, but the horror goes up because you've just released a cannibal. But if he's killed, the horror goes down 1, there's less threats, but you did kill a character. Dangerous addiction. If I can find them, I'll find some pills. If you have the 2 victims, do not share a space with each other. Place 1 face down pill token with both 1 or neither of them. For each pill token you place, your gain of bloodlust. Oh, interesting. So you have to decide whether you want to do that or not. Scratching and biting. Saving them was dangerous work. Whenever you save a victim, make a horror roll. On a miss, take a damage. And a medical stockpile. There are worse places to be injured, that's for sure. First time of phase, you or an enemy recovers at least 1 health. You or the enemy receiving additional health. Cool. Awesome. Those are little thingies. And then we got the terror cards. So we're going to start with that. What's this place doing to me? Draw 2 side effect cards. Move and then attack. Place the event. It's awesome. I could draw some side effect cards even without eating pills. Fueled by madness, the killer recovers attack equal to the number of victims in a space and adjacent spaces. So with tying this with Ratchet Lady, who really wants to recover a lot of health and the extra, this is really good. But he puts this even with another killer, right? So now they have ways to regain health as well. Give us our meds. For each victim in your space, do one of the following. Discard a pill or take a damage. You may defend. Gain a horror, and then target, move, and then attack. Extreme paranoia. All victims in spaces adjacent to the killer panic. If you take a hit for each victim that panicked into your space, you may defend. No victims panic, gain 2 horror. All hail the new master. If there are no victims on the board, discard draw next terror card. Move each victim 1 space closer to the killer. Then they're going to target one of them and do a double attack. I found some candy. If there are no pill tokens or victims on the board, discard and draw the next terror. With all victims not in your space, one closest to the nearest pill token. For each pill token that loses one victim in space, roll a die. 1 to 2, discard the token and one victim dies. 3 to 4, discard and panic one victim. 5 to 6, nothing happens, drawing event. Yeah, that's a kind of fun little game thing. Oh, 4 o'clock, time for bingo. No victims, draw next terror card. All victims move one space closer to the common room. Count the victims in the common room and do the following. 0, gain 3 horror. 1, gain 2 horror. 2, gain 1 horror and 3 nothing. That's kind of neat. So it's like if they're everyone's together. Oh, there's not really panicking, but like if no one's there or less people, then the guys start to panic a little bit more. Then the last terror card is where did everyone go? Panic each victim in your space until there are no longer any victims in your space. 2 horror and draw another event. Cool. Got some item cards. So let's see what we got here. We have the first aid kit. Each time you use an action to recover health, recover an additional health. The trash can lid has 3 uses, ignores a damage. Really? The energy drink. Hope it jives well with pills. Discards during action phase. It choose one of the following. Recover 3 time, move 1 space, or ignore a side effect. Yes, this is one thing I was curious about is, are these cards going to be the exact same even though they have the same names? More or less, but this one also lets you ignore a side effect, which the other ones don't. Yeah, so they're going to be a little bit different here and there. We have 3 copies of Mysterious Pills. Everything's going to hell, so why not? Immediately take this discard this card and take 2 pill tokens. We have the Scalpel. I won't be using this to save anybody. 0 attack, damage with a condition, and 1 hand. When using a Scalpel, add an additional attack for every 2 success on your horror roll. If you roll none, take a damage. The Physician's Manual. So that's what the pills are for. When taking pill tokens and drawing amped cards, draw an additional one, choose which one to keep and discard the additional one. The Adrenaline Shot uses a hand. It says just to jab it directly into my heart. What? When you must reveal your black final heart token, before revealing a token, you discard this to reveal 3 final health tokens from the pool and use one of those instead. Interesting. The Defibrillator. Clear, 0 cost, or 0 range, 1 damage, 2 hands. After resolving damage, if the enemy is alive, they become stunned. The Doctor's Bag. What do we have in here? It has 2 uses. Spend a time to recover or spend 3 to recover 2. Interesting. The Patient's Gown. I hate myself. You may ignore any movement penalties from the special rules. If you take a hit from an attack, you may discard this card to kill a victim from your space instead. Okay, so this basically means, like, if you're with the minions, you can move freely from them. They're not gonna, like, do damage to you if you try and leave them. And you use this to, like, backstab a victim. Which you might use to take out, like, one of them doctors or something, right? Tranquilizer Gun. Elephant grade? What the hell is happening here? 1 range, 1 damage. It has 2 uses. The Tranquilizer Gun cannot be modified. An action card and must be used without 1. Pay 2 time, you may fire a tranquilizer at an enemy in adjacent space. If it is alive, that enemy becomes stunned. The Laughing Gas Canister. Nothing can be more horrifying than laughing right now. This card will stun all enemies in your space and adjacent spaces. Victims in the spaces must immediately panic. The Bone Saw. I hope you're not squeamish. 0 range, but it does 2 damage. Whenever you inflict damage, the Bone Saw gain a horror. Just the simple knife, not allowed in here. 1 attack, 1 damage. Very simple. The Hook-Handed Bone Hammer. what is this even for? 0 range, but does 2 damage. Whenever you inflict damage with the bone hammer, roll a die on 1 to 4, receive a hit. So you didn't use it right and you hurt yourself. Then the last item card we have is Anesthesia. You won't feel a thing. It has 2 uses, stunning an enemy in your space. You may discard this card to place any remaining tracking markers on the trank gun if you have it. Cool. So you basically fill up your trank gun with this. That's kind of neat. Yeah, it's cool. Alright, yeah, so the pill thing is a really neat idea. Mixed in with the Ratchet Nurse and her minions and stuff, it'd be kind of neat. Like, you then throw her the minions in a different location. They're gonna act a little bit differently. Different setup might make it a little bit harder. Mixing the different locations, because here now you're trying to get these pills, but you also have to deal with all these maniacs you can't be in the same spot as. Now, if you switched it to a different killer that doesn't have any minions, maybe getting the pills would be a lot easier because you just have to dodge it. But then again, there might also be killers that are a lot faster, which means you trying to specifically hunt down pills as opposed to just rescuing people might be detrimental to your success as well. But that's definitely cool. Now, I'm sure one question will come up with this is, what if you want to use the location, but maybe you, for some reason, but you don't want to use the pills? Just because you're like, it's an extra little effect. Could you do that? Again, I would say if you just don't want to use the pills, just pick a different location, but maybe you only own this in one other set. Maybe you only own this set. You just decide not to. You probably could. You just take out the couple of cards that specify you have to do stuff with pills. And it could definitely work. The other option of things people might bring up is, what about some of these cards that use stun, like Tranquilizer Gun, or can I move some of the items from this location to the next one, or mix them with another deck? Again, there's nothing to say you can't. It's your game. Do whatever you like to do. They kind of design these to sort of work with the areas, and then you don't want to mix too many things together, and then you end up with 5 weapons, but not enough healing stuff. So I think they kind of balance the decks very well. But yeah, there's nothing to say you couldn't mix everything together. Alright, so the last thing we're going to look at in this box set are the secret envelopes for Veronica and Heather. These are spoilers, so if you do not want to know what these are, I will say thank you for joining me in this video. We will catch you guys later. Also to note, before we open this up, as I did show in one of the other videos, you can, in the base game I did show you can actually sleeve all these cards and put them in the decks, in the boxes, which are really nice. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and look at to see what their special items are. I don't know if they're always going to be items, but this video, at least these ones are, so I think they're probably going to be, because they're all small cards. The only other small cards would be events or startup location. That'd be interesting. So it's only supposed to be used with Heather. Just as going through how this works is incorporate Heather's bone saw into your game. Simply shuffle it into the chosen deck's location. You'd rather ensure that it's present in your game. Deal with the appropriate number of item cards, less 1, then shuffle it into the deck before dealing. For example, the setup calls out for 3 item decks with 4 decks of cards. You first would deal out 11 item cards and shuffle it in there, so it'd be part of your 12. But if it calls, you have 15 total cards and you shuffle this in there, it might be one of the 5 that don't make it into the, or 3 that don't make it into the deck, right? So you might just want to include that in there. Alright, what is her bone saw do? This is an upgraded bone saw. I have a major urge to laugh maniacally. 0 does 2 hits. It says whenever you inflict damage to the bone saw, -1 horror. So the other one gave you horror every time you used it, and I think you only had 1 damage. I'm gonna grab that quick, just take a look at it, if I can find it here. Bone saw, bone saw, bone saw. Okay, so yeah, it gave you a horror instead. With her version, it doesn't, because she's just so used to it, right? She's been killing people left and right. It doesn't really affect her anymore. So that's kind of a neat little idea. Then we have Veronica's tranquilizer gun, which has the same rules on the back. So this is for your own good. Range 1, 1 damage. That's 4 shots. Cannot be modified. Pay 2, may fire trank at an enemy in an adjacent space. But still allowed to become stunned. Yeah, so definitely not bad. It's the same effect as the regular one. It's just now you get 4 shots out of it instead. So I kind of like these little ideas. They're just upgraded weapons for the ones in the game. So you can decide while you're playing if you want to use the upgraded ones. Now it says wait until after you've won the game once. It's up to you if you want to just add it in right away. But it's definitely cool that we get little upgraded weapons you can use. Now they're only supposed to be used with that character. What also makes this really neat is because that also means that if I am playing in the Asylum, I have the bone saw and the tranquilizer gun. But I could take Veronica or Heather here. I could put them in any other location versus any other killer, and I could bring that weapon with. So they will have a weapon that isn't used in that set, and there's nothing to indicate that otherwise. So that's kind of neat. They could get access to weapons that aren't available. So it's kind of like, oh, I beat the Asylum. Veronica had her trank gun. She brought it with her, and then she went to, let's say, the Happy Trails camp, which is like one of the first sets, and now she has her trank gun in there. She might not start with it. Maybe she had it in her luggage or something when she got there. But she's at this new location. Oh no, another killer popped up. She has access to like her unique weapon. So that's a really cool idea as well. Alright, that's what we have for the Smile Girl video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Check out the other ones. See you guys later. Bye.